The weather is 28 degrees with a high of 41, and I'm running a wee bit late. What is up, YouTube? What is up, and every fucking body else? My name's Rickster, and we got another motovlog. So I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping lately. Like falling asleep and staying asleep and things like that. I've been taking precautions on trying not to eat right before I go to bed. And it's really hard. It's really hard to break a habit like that. Especially when you get really hungry right before bed. It's really rough. Well, we got some oranges this morning, but not a whole lot. The sun's already broken the horizon, so can't expect too much, except for some helmet buffet off of this semi. Ooh, there goes the plane. Oh, look, it's somebody trying to be a police car. It's so cute. Put some fake ass antennas on the back, be like, yeah, I'm a police car. Nah, bitch, you're a retired police car, and I know the difference. That's actually a much older model Crown Vic, and I know for a fact that Louisville Metro Police would not keep one that old, because we got rid of one. Well, I say we because I was with them at the time. I was working for them at the time. We got rid of one that was in great condition, first engine, first transmission, original, serviced regularly and everything like that. It had nearly 300,000 miles. I had like 270,000 miles on it. We took it out of service because it was getting too old. Metro was like, well, if the media gets a hold of this, you know, it's going to be like, well, what's our tax money going for? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's still a good car. I mean, Ford had actually contacted us and said they would, you know, give us some kind of incentive for making it go to 300,000 miles under police stress. It'd be the original engine and transmission. I was like, they're probably going to give us some cars. Oh, well. Metro don't give a fuck. They stupid. Can't take advantage of something good when it comes along. Man, I got shit for sunrises this morning. That is bullshit. Let's talk about guns. You're cool. Who puts exhaust on a V6? So there was a couple videos that come out lately, and obviously news articles and shit in the news and whatever, that have sparked my interest as far as guns. I'm a big supporter in the Second Amendment, the right to keep and arm bears. It's hard for me to understand and wrap my head around people that think that just because you have one means that you can use it when and where you want and on who you want. That's ridiculous. And people think that just because you have a gun you can go around and pop shots off at anybody you want to. And that's not the case at all. A gun is used for self-defense and self-defense only. And I don't know if this TARC bus is turning left or not. I'm assuming yes. Go ahead and get the... Now you want to use your goddamn signal. See what I mean? TARC drivers are fucking retarded. And some people, you know, like situations like that, they're like, oh, if I had a gun, I'd just pull it out and shoot him. No, you wouldn't. At least I hope you wouldn't. You wouldn't be that fucking stupid. I've got my concealed carry, but I don't carry all the time. I can't carry at work, but I carry everywhere else. Keep one in my car when I'm in there, and I'll take it out and take it home when I'm not in my car. And I mean, I'm responsible with it. If I see a situation escalating to the point where things may or may not get violent, depending on the type of violence, depends on whether or not I accidentally show it or not, which in some cases some people call brandishing. There's a big difference between that too. Brandishing and showing off are two different things, so there's a fine line between it. There are a lot of stories of, like, there's a story Brandyland talked about where this lady, like, some kids were throwing rocks and stuff at her house and at her car and stuff, and she said, if I see him again, I'm gonna shoot him. And a kid shows up and she shot him in the head, though he was alive, which is miraculous. Even though the kid was like 15 years old, 14, 15 years old, should have known better, and knows the difference between right and wrong, shouldn't have been doing that. That doesn't justify shooting him in the head or shooting at him at all. Other cases, where, you know, people are legitimately defending themselves. You know, somebody comes at them with a gun, they shoot them. Yeah, I agree with that. If your life is in danger, yeah, you should fucking shoot them. If somebody breaks into my house, I'm gonna shoot them. If somebody breaks into my car when I'm there, I'm gonna shoot them. If somebody approaches me with a gun and I have mine, I'm gonna shoot them. Now, I've been asked throughout the years that same question: what would you do? What would you do if you had a gun pulled to your head, or put to your head? I can legitimately answer that question truthfully. Legitimately answer it truthfully. There's two descriptive terms in one phrase. No, I can answer that truthfully. There was an incident years ago, not a long time ago, it was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I was walking around in a questionable part of town. It was in Louisville. I was walking around in a questionable part of town, and so I took a turn down like a wrong alley, kind of like that. I heard some steps behind me. Don't know why. It's pretty much the only time in my life that I've ever not paid complete attention to sounds around me. I'm usually completely aware of my surroundings. Next thing you know, as the steps got closer, I felt something on the back of my neck, and it was cold steel. And the guy says, give me all your money, give me your wallet and shit. And I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, what? Basically, long story short, which it wasn't really that long, but still, the gist of it was, I told him, you can walk away, no trouble, no nothing, just leave me alone, or you can stare down the barrel of this gun that you've got pointed to the back of my neck. He kept questioning and pushing and pushing, so I'm like, all right, fine. I had my hands up, you know, like this. And one fell swoop, I was able to turn, knock the gun away. He fired a shot close to my head, and I grabbed the gun, kicked him down, and pointed the gun back at him. Would I consciously do that again? Probably not. Did I consciously do it that time? It's hard to tell. A lot of times we act on instinct, a lot of times we act on what we think is the right thing to do. Being that I have been in that situation and I did that, I think I can answer that question truthfully. Had the guy on the ground at gunpoint and called the police. The police showed up, arrested him. I didn't press any charges because I made him look like a damn fool. And you're on your phone looking like a damn fool. Let's see what happens when the light turns green. Still on the phone. Now I'm looking where I'm going. Okay, so she put the phone down. Kudos. So that being said, I've been shot at, obviously, my time overseas, and I've been held at gunpoint. So I know what I would do. And you can always tell the people that are truthful and the people that are talking out their ass whenever you say, what would you do if you were held at gunpoint? And they're like, I'd beat shit out of them, I'd do this, I'd do that, and blah, 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 blah. I always answer that question with a question. I always say, well, how far away are they from me? I just use logic, common sense. Do I think everybody should own a gun? No. Do I think only people who have never been in trouble should own guns? No. A lot of people that don't have guns don't have them for a reason, because they either A, can't be trusted with them, or B, are uncomfortable around them. And if you're uncomfortable around guns, you should not own one. Simple as that. When it comes to guns, people, you gotta, like I said, just use common sense. It's like riding a motorcycle. You have to use common sense. Use proper judgment. I mean, the video that, you know, sparked me to actually talk about this, and I watched it today, was Yummy's video following up his and Chase's dual vlog when they went to see, was it one of those places that was in The Walking Dead, where it was actually filmed. They were over there, and it was in the ghetto. And Yummy's right, the ghetto doesn't necessarily mean a predominantly black or Mexican or Asian or whatever neighborhood. It could mean a white neighborhood. There are white people that live in ghettos. I live in one. I mean, Jesus Christ. You know, he's talking about how people were calling him a pussy and calling him a little bitch, calling Chase naive, and saying that Yummy should have had his gun and should have shot him and everything like that. The kid was like 14 years old, and you're advocating shooting a kid? Granted, he's not of legal age to possess that firearm without adult supervision, but it doesn't mean that he needs to be shot. It just means that he needs better parents. He needs parents that are actually going to pay attention to him, take care of him, guide him in the right direction. which is the problem with today's youth. They didn't have parents that are going to lead them in the right direction. Here's the mentality of most of the parents of today's youth, and you know, all the fucking little whiny bitches that are in college nowadays. I'm not saying everybody that's in college is a whiny bitch, mainly just wheeling. Nah, I'm just playing, BB, you know I love you. But anyway, like all these ones that are all butthurt because Hillary lost the election. I'm all for, oh my god, I need a safety pin because I'm a dumbass. No, you fucking nut up and deal with it. The parents that raise these kids, I guarantee you said this at what? Get off your fucking phone, pay attention to the goddamn road. They were raised with the mentality of, I'm not going to raise them like I was raised, which is the wrong way to raise your kids. There's obviously nothing wrong with you, except for the fact that you think that your childhood was terrible. Now, if you were touched in inappropriate places as a kid, yeah, don't raise your kid like that. If your parents were together, if you did not want for a whole lot of stuff, and you were disciplined, spanked as a child when you were bad, then yeah, raise your kid like that. Don't raise them to fucking wear your pants around your knees like that jackass back there. So yeah, for the parents out there, discipline your kids. For the kids out there, pay attention to your parents. Don't do the wrong thing. Follow the rules. Do what you're told. Do what is expected of you. Respect your elders. Everything will be just fine. And on that note, I'm going to cut this video because I need to hide the bike before the fuckers get down here. Don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video out because I think it sends a positive message. What you trying to do? Appreciate you guys watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.